Hello and welcome to this month's Satsang. Welcome to this transmission of light beyond time and space. This transmission of light that originates in the one pure reality and originates from within you as your essence self in this one pure reality, the only true reality, the reality of love and peace and joy. I greet you from my essence self to your essence self, acknowledging energetically that we are all here already existing in this one pure reality. I'm speaking from this place, and I like to talk about what I'm sharing and doing energetically as I do that, so that I'm always pointing your attention back to who you really are and the light of your deeper experience as your essence self. So no matter what state you're in when you're listening to this video, or what state you might be in as you're perhaps reflecting on listening to this video after it appears that you stopped watching it, that funny play of past, present, and future. But it's all in the now, which is, as we said, beyond time and space, because who we are is this eternal living light that we all are. So I'm transmitting this to you. The whole time I'm sharing a video, I am radiating this light from the source of it within me, at one with it, a divinity as my essence self, this one pure reality that is divinity and that we all exist within as our unique essence selves. And I am connecting with you vibrationally from the vibration of this truth to your essence self and the one pure reality of divinity that exists within you, where the core of your essence self lives. And it's all being brought forward, which is, it doesn't always appear that way in the outer world. And I will be making a video talking about the third dimensional plane and what's going on, and what we can do to raise our vibrations, because even when we raise our vibrations, we're really just remembering the vibration of our true selves and our essence selves. So we are raising our vibrations, but it's like, it's a return raising. It's a return remembering, because our essence selves are who we've always been and who we always are in this truest of divine lights and realities. And that is coming, the signs of what's happening in the third dimensional plane and what we could call the outer world are really the veils of unconsciousness that are shifting and leaving. And boy, everything is really getting purged, and it's not always comfortable, but it is good to bring it all up and out for the light of awareness to shine. And the light of awareness is shining in more of us. And this is one reason why we're going through this huge shift right now here on the earth plane, which is appears to be limited by three dimensions, limited to 3 dimensions, which is a limited experience of the pure divine light of who we are. So let's focus on our Satsang transmission, and really we can talk about anything in Satsang, and when I do Satsangs in person, everything is valuable, and love acknowledges everything, and so I acknowledge everything with love. But since it's just me sharing with you, I am going to focus on the pure transmission of light. And Satsang is coming together in the truth as a community. And because this is who we are, I've mentioned this before, we are a community of light. We are a community of pure light within the one pure reality and divine light that we all actually are. So here we are in Satsang, getting that pure transmission of that so that we can remember it, bring it back to life and aliveness within us, and really bring it to fruition so that we see it more deeply and more easily here in the earth plane. And of course, wherever you are, whenever you bring more light and realization to yourself, you are sharing and opening that light and realization throughout the entirety of the universe, which is the one pure reality. After all the veils are lifted, the only thing that's left there is the only thing that's real. The one pure reality of love and peace and happiness and all things divine, and just like our essence selves. So let's take a moment. How are you feeling right now? Having this light coming, this transmission of light, all the things I'm saying that are energetically referencing this light of who we really are. How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Let's take a moment and just feel. Because when we come to the earth realm, we agree to forget, and as part of that forgetting, we can come in with a fair amount of consciousness, knowing that we're going to have the experience where we're going to have it conditioned away from our awareness. So you are already feeling, I promise you, you're already feeling a lot of amazing things. It doesn't matter where you experience yourself at now on your path to awakening. Whether you feel like, yes, I've been practicing awareness and giving it my loving attention for a long time. I'm feeling really grounded and rooted in that, and it's growing exponentially day by day. Or this is something new, something that's just recently come alive in you and in your awareness. And so anywhere between those two places, anything in between, it's all perfect. And like I said, I promise you are experiencing more than you are aware. So like I was saying, we come in and as children, we have this awareness. We all have our own unique amount of awareness that we've retained when we enter the earth realm, the third dimensional plane. And as we're conditioned, we experience the conditioning, we stop paying attention to those things. And so they're still here. We've just gotten used to not giving them our attention. So for most of us on our journey, we're going to have things that awaken in us strongly. They're beautiful for so many reasons, beyond just awakening that pure light within us initially to expand our awareness, but also to inspire us to return to that light again and again when we kind of slide back into a third dimensional consciousness or a less multidimensional consciousness and forget. So we come back and we remember and we bring in our loving attention once again and see what is here, ready to be revealed next to us. So the light is always sharing with you, and there's always a revelation being prepared for you to receive. So as we feel this, we can see, if you're feeling something amazing that you're quite familiar with, that's beautiful. Go into it a little deeper and just see, is there something here that I missed before, but I'm ready for it now? Or maybe you're remembering something as a child, some amazing experience you had where you felt so good. And I'm not talking about psychological good feelings or psychological emotions. I'm talking about divine light and awareness And so I like to use the word experiential because it points to what I'm talking about. And I think it's a good word for helping illuminate that experience within us. That experiential experience, it's got that extra aliveness and spark to it, or openness and expansiveness. So, but it's not psychological. So take a moment and just see what you're feeling as we're sitting in this beautiful transmission of light together. And give this your loving attention, whatever you're experiencing. And if you're not feeling peaceful right now, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that something in you is ready to come up, to be acknowledged consciously so that it can release and shift and transmute. And this is something we can do always. So it's always available to us. And, occasionally we might just feel so crummy that there's just kind of no getting around it. And during these times, I recommend taking a nice long walk or a bath, snuggling up in bed with your favorite book or TV show, or meeting a friend for coffee, or maybe it feels right to have some ice cream. You're doing it consciously. You're not covering up your emotions. And it feels more supportive than when we do something to cover up and it doesn't end up feeling very good. Or maybe you want to juice for yourself, or do something, really feed your body in a high vibrational way that way. So, but for those of you feeling something good, let's go with that. And if anyone's uncomfortable, just give it your loving acknowledgement, feel into it, and really either way, the light is always coming to you, as I said. And so when we invite this light in, feeling it now during this transmission together as a community of light, and the one community that we are all a part of, that is ruled and reigned by divinity, in a loving, benevolent way, because that's the only way, only thing that could be true in pure love. So this is always available to us. So we're receiving this now in the video. We're watching, we're here together, sharing it. I'm connecting with you as your essence light from my essence light. And as we receive this transmission, it deepens. And now we can acknowledge that this light is the light that is the thing we're receiving, that brings about spiritual alchemy, something that's often referred to in spiritual circles. Maybe you've heard of it before, maybe not, but it's basically that when the light of the pure reality touches anything dense that is ultimately a veil, a lower vibrational energy, it is not real or true or pure, nor does it actually exist ultimately. This light will begin to open it, it will relax it, so that those veils and dense energies can have space to unwind, unfurl, and begin to dissipate. So what I really want to share with you right now is that this light is within you and always available to you to use to affect spiritual alchemy for yourself and for everyone around you. So just feeling the light and the aliveness. And then when you bring that light, your loving attention to this light and aliveness, it will strengthen and expand the light within you. And just watching and feeling for what you're experiencing, and seeing if there's more information, seeing if there's an experience you realized you've been having, but you just hadn't been giving it your attention and just seemed to fall out of your awareness a bit. Or if you're not feeling so great, bringing your loving light and attention to that space. So you can do this anytime, any place, anywhere. And like I said, be gentle with yourself. If you're just really in a crummy space, that's fine. I think it's actually a really good sign that something is really coming up to change and shift and be moved. And it's coming up in a fuller, complete kind of way. So on one hand, you can say, wow, it's miserable. I'm just miserable no matter what I do. I've had amazing, beautiful openings for years or months or weeks, and now I'm just in this most miserable of spaces, and it just feels terrible. But in actuality, you can just remind yourself that it's really coming up in like a big hunk of energy, a big chunk or sheet or boulder or bedrock, however it feels right to you to refer to it. And that's another way to bring consciousness to it, is you can play around with, what does this feel right now, And then also, like I said, just sometimes you can just remember that and just let it go and just do, whatever's loving for yourself in the moment, because we know that it will pass. These things come and they go, and and they return also depending on how much they did or didn't get transmuted in that practice of spiritual alchemy. And also, there's countless and countless other star beings here on planet Earth and in other realms that are connecting with the light. And so, just relax and feel them and say, they're doing it right now. I'm not, and enjoy and see if you can receive some light that way. So the message right now is that this light of pure divine truth and love and happiness is within you, and you are a spiritual alchemist when you bring your awareness to this, letting it deepen, and or using it to work with releasing energy that is not actually a natural part of your energy field and your own personal vibration as your essence self. Because we all are absolutely unique in divinity, and we all have our own unique personal vibration, the vibration of our essence selves, not like any other vibration. So feel what you're feeling and enjoy the light, and allow yourself to bring this light to your challenges in life. And then you are operating from the one reality more than you're operating from a limited third dimensional reality, like we've talked about before. When we're in this experience of the third dimension and we try to fix it or handle it or move with it from a third dimensional consciousness, it doesn't usually go so well. And the time for that to change is now. And the time for us to remember who we really are and apply that light to our experiences here in the third dimension. That time is here now. So lots of love to everyone. I will be making more videos about working with the light to heal ourselves, to unravel those lower density energies within us. And I will be talking more about what's going on in the world. But, it's always still true and most relevant that we are this pure light of reality. And I see it in you, and I see you as it. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are eternal. And you are very, very loved. Thank you so much for sharing this space and this beautiful transmission with me. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.